My name Lionel. And after a hurricane, everybody want them things lined up and them light back quick. You understand that? But power restoration is a process. First, we check the big plants and main transmission lines. If them down, nobody can get power. Then, we restore the essential places, hospitals, water, airport and such. Next is the major community lines, the one that power hundreds of homes one time. Last, we reach the smaller lines that serve individual streets. Rushing can cause damage or hurt someone, so we follow protocol and keep it solid.
Arms house, Rastaman say arms house.
ATMs in rural Jamaica, but it's more like ATMT.
I got the card, receipt, but no cash.
I just have to try if I can check another machine.
Out of service.
You have at least 5 to 6 machines, and sometimes only one working.
The Bank of Jamaica has service standards, but are the services below standard?
The problems that people are experiencing at ATM.
The banks respond to concerns, customers eager for change.
One ATM is not good enough for guys.
Digital deserts, paying at rural ATMs. Premiering Thursday, October 30, 2025 at 8:30 p.m.
Join us for season 19 of All Together Sing. Catch the excitement Sundays at 9 p.m. with repeats on Wednesdays at 5:30 p.m., Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturdays at 11 p.m. It's All Together Sing season 19 right here on TVJ. Don't miss it.
Faith that moves mountains. Mountain Moving Faith. Tune into the Mountain Movers program with Pastor Michael Carter every Saturday morning at 6 a.m. right here on TVJ. Brought to you by the Celebration Church, located at Lot 1E Portmore Skating Rink, behind the Portmore Mall. Telephone 876-467-1527. Join us for the Mountain Movers program, Saturdays on TVJ.
Black Friday Frenzy, November 27 to 29. Don't miss out. Sign up your store today at www.bffjamaica.com.
When sunshine is the best for you, nature's best buns are crunchy. The flavor that sings to you, salted banana and plantain. Taste the freshness, naturally sweet. The flavor that sings to you.
Ayo, nature's best bunch.
Good afternoon. Welcome to our continuing coverage of Hurricane Melissa. We're here for a quick update, and we'll be back at the top of the hour at 2 o'clock as well. And we're joined now by our correspondent in St. Elizabeth, Rodney Longmore, to tell us about what's happening in St. Elizabeth. Rodney, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
First, tell us what can you tell us about the situation now, as far as you know. Let's start with the, Santa Cruz and Black River. Santa Cruz first.
Santa Cruz now is chaotic. Most of the roads from the south come into the town. Several of the roads are blocked. The former MP is now using his tractors and units to clear the road, the main road. Earlier this morning, they have several blockages where motorists could not move. So from he begin to clean, they have motorists passing through. They are using all kind of shortcuts through the back road, through the market, and heading west. When you reach from Santa Cruz heading towards Black River, you have several blockages, mudslides, trees, and other debris. JDF passed through this morning, tried to reach, I think it's Black River, because after they pass, they have several ambulances behind them. Might be trying to get the persons from the Black River Hospital, but up to this time, I don't think they reach here because the Holland Bamboo is totally blocked, and several blockage along the Lacovia main road, meaning light poles and some trees heading into the town of Lacovia. There was rumors about the Lacovia bridge that it was cut in two, but the police confirmed that things are okay with the Lacovia bridge. But the road leading to Burn Savannah and even closer to the Lacovia police station, that road is impossible because that drain cut across. They have heading there, the old road and the new road. Two roads are cut in two because the water come from the mountains and come right across heading to the river. So the access to the Lacovia police station is some way cut off, and heading further into Burn Savannah. They are saying that Devastation, no vehicle can go that way.
Right.
And heading to Leeds, several sections of the new paved road are now disrupted. And down into New River, a lot of floodings. Dr. Rock flooded Brighton, and there are a lot of persons that come from all both to see what is happening in the town. So the town is full of vehicles, people looking and all different.
Sightseers, tell us about areas like Mountainside and Junction.
Junction, Junction, I had a friend from Junction. He said he's riding his bicycle from Junction this morning. He had to walk through some hills because of flooding, and the roads are digged up. There's no comfortableness. When you come from Myersville into Buena Vista there, so you have to walk through a mountain to get away from a flood that comes in the Long Hill area to come to Santa Cruz.
Right.
And heading into Mountainside now, there are a lot of light poles and trees that are down in that area.
Rodney, what about
from mountains?
Okay, sorry, from Mountainside, yeah, go ahead.
From Mountainside heading into Black River, there will be a lot of flooding, especially in the Fuller's area. Those areas always flood when they come to rain, and some devastation of road heading towards Black River.
What about
reaching to the Black River?
What about the houses now that are
yes,
in
several house, roof of houses are even my business place roof. I lost the roof and everything. Several houses, hundreds of houses, most of the houses are the top are gone. Most, as far as I can go, I go from Longwood straight down to Rocky Hill. I can see all the houses on the hills east. They have no roofs.
Have you been able to go to Black River, where the the Black River Hospital was badly damaged, and I think the police station?
I tried that route. Earlier, but somehow, I don't think we can reach Black River in no time because the JDF passed this morning sometime after 7. And they are still there trying to clear through Holland Bamboo. When you go through Holland Bamboo now, you have to have the middle quarters flooding. And they was doing some work on the old road that they will travel to bypass middle quarters that have not been completed. I estimate that road must have some damages right now to prevent vehicles from going that way.
Okay.
And if you ever go through that side, when you reach from Luana, heading into Black River,
yes,
that road always have flood up to 4 to 5 feet of water heading into that area. So I don't know how that side stay right now.
Right. What about the Holland Bamboo? That's been a very picturesque area in southern St. Elizabeth. A lot of people drive there, take photos. Have you heard what's happened to that attraction?
I talked to the MP this morning, and he said his biggest surprise is the Holland Bamboo. It's totally blocked. When we have burial, that road blocked for a day and a half. Several persons assist the fire brigade and others to cut through that. They only could do one side of the road.
Right, I remember.
To a single lane, and I assume that is the thing that they'll be doing now, because that in no way that can be cleared in a day.
Okay.
And some flooding because some drainage needed in that area, but that water would run off as quick because it's heading to the river.
All right. In a quick.
So all of those water will go into Black River and then now spread.
Oh.
spread into the areas like Luana and going into Crane Road and those difference.
What about...
Even last night, the police station flooded. Police station flooded by the sea, the river, and everything because of the rains and something like that. Everywhere covered.
Right.
And there's some damage done to the police station, windows, and all of those. Some of the rooms downstairs flooded. Black River Police Station.
Right.
Most of the police station in St. Elizabeth, the only one that I think is quite safe is the Lackover Police Station that was just built. But in the Santa Cruz, at the Santa Cruz Police Station, you have lots of roof, and one police was telling me about some damage to Newmarket, and I can assume Silo, those are old stations from in the 18th. Magati Police Station,
yes.
I don't know. I don't know the situation, but the river is just behind it.
Yes.
So I don't know if the water come over. The Balaclava police station is a fairly new. It was built in the 1980s. So they will have some section of it that lost a roof, like the police cottage part and something like that.
Yes. So
that the police, I can say maybe they are quite okay because they have a lot of deck roof, exempt from the older stations.
Right. But the older stations are likely to be damaged
older
badly.
Station, they would have zinc roofs and those.
Okay.
The courthouse up.
Go ahead, Rodney, the courthouse. Hello?
Totally damaged and all the debris come into the town of Santa Cruz.
This area where we're seeing on TV, where we're seeing a lot of mar, like it's washed out, where is that and what happened?
That is the Santa Cruz, that is the road, that Santa Cruz area, those where there's a lot of mall and something like that. Those roads were built by Alpart, so they lose a lot of mall to elevate to the height that they wanted. So all of those mall is done in the town.
Okay.
All those malls and more.
Okay. All right, Rodney, thank you very much.
So I don't have anything on the Black River Hospital as yet, but okay. I'm waiting to get some time to go down there to see what is happening. But I understand there's some problem down there at that side.
All right, Rodney, thank you very much.
But the road from Manchester coming into Santa Cruz, it's clear.
Mm-hmm.
There's not much. Only this morning persons cut out the trees and something like that. So you can travel from Santa Cruz into Kingston, I guess, freely. Because I see some persons from Kingston who I know they are in Santa Cruz area here.
All right. Thank you very much, Rodney. Rodney Longmore reporting for us there on what's happening in St. Elizabeth. It's pretty bad in St. Elizabeth. Thank you, Rodney.
Thank you very much, sir.
Now, in neighboring Westmoreland, which is also badly hit, in fact, the Hurricane Melissa made landfall actually in eastern Westmoreland. In central Westmoreland, in Savannah Lamar, the Manning School, that's the pride and joy of Westmoreland. That school, built in 1738, it's the second oldest high school in Jamaica. This is what Manning's looks like today. The roof of this, these classrooms, gone. There's absolutely nothing left. It's gone. Several windows are out, and this is. We're going to be showing you more pictures from Manning's in terms of what has happened. If we keep the pictures up. Oh, I see. I thought we had the other pictures. But several classrooms, the roofs are gone. Staff room, windows shattered. Several trees on the property have fallen. The auditorium, a section of the roof is gone. The chemistry lab roof is gone. The historic Thomas Manning building, that's the very picturesque wooden building which housed the school's library, that's flattened. It was damaged last year in burial and they repaired it. It's a historic building and it was repaired last year after Hurricane Beryl, and this time Hurricane Melissa has destroyed that building. That's for the Manning's school. Now, in the midst of all this, we lots of foreign governments have been pledging assistance, and private individuals. You heard yesterday that the Miami Heat and Carnival Cruise Lines, the owners, they have pledged $1 million US to the relief efforts in Jamaica. And earlier on Air Force One, reporters asked U.S. President Donald Trump about the U.S. response to the situation in Jamaica. Okay. Well, he says they will be looking into that and to see how they will be able to respond. That was his response to the reporters who questioned him about it on Air Force One. All right, that's it for now. We'll be back at the top of the hour at 2 o'clock to give you another update. We're hoping to hear from JPS and from Minister Vaz about the situation at the Sangster Airport. So stay with us. We'll be back at 2 o'clock.
Who was sick at the time. At that time, I was in the government, was bedridden, and I was called. So at the time, I was in the government services. However, he did not want this for me as I was schooled up to the graduate level. And it was a bit iffy because he was wondering what am I going to do and stuff. And I spoke to him, and I was encouraged by my mother as well to come home and assist him. While assisting him now, I got into the knock of things, and he slowly allowed me to continue, effecting a little supervision. And when he saw that I could manage, he left me alone. So when he passed away in 2018, that's when I took over the farm. Yes, I work in the office. I have now grown to love farming, which I would say has become very much a part of me. And I look forward to coming here every day, even here on a Sunday. It has opened many doors. I have met a lot of people from all walks of life. It gives me a chance to interact with others and to build new markets and expand myself in the agriculture industry. So I know that there was a lot of work here to be done, but I had prepared myself to do it, mentally that is. Here at Ponal Farms, we employ 12 persons. Here, we operate a commercial farm, meaning we sell to hotels, food processors, manufacturers, and the government. St. Mary is known for banana. However, we do here plantains, bananas, pumpkins, potatoes. We also raise pigs on a commercial level, dry coconuts, water coconuts, mostly traditional crops, as traditional crops require little water, as we do not have much water here. St. Mary soil is very good for bananas and plantain, and that is why growing bananas in St. Mary is popular. And for bananas, we mostly do Locaton and Robusta. Bananas take 6 to 7 months to mature. In farming, you have to care the plant from the time you put it in earth to the time it matures. So now, upon maturity, we cut the plant, we hand them up and pack them in boxes. After that, we send them off to the hotels. So this is done in the same day process, normally on the day when we are going to these locations that we supply. Some of the challenges that we face as a farmer, well, as you can see, lack of infrastructure, such as roads and proper water supply in the area. So as a result, I have to pay to truck water every 2 weeks. What keeps me motivated? It is a joy of reaping when I see my products going out and know that I'm helping to build a better Jamaica. Yes, I think farming is a proud venture, as you must eat. For young persons that want to come into farming, I would say believe in yourself and consistency is key.
Get set to take on the world. Get trained for your occupation. Heart and NSDA trust. Learning is key to our growth. Building a skilled population. Heart and NSDA trust. Step up your life with a skills upgrade. Time come for you learn a trade. Learn a skill, better job, better pay. With Heart and NSDA. Be smart. Go for your dream. Choose Heart. NSDA. Be smart. Choose Heart.
Jamaica Plumbing Supplies, Jamaica's leading bathroom and plumbing specialist. Need materials for repairs, renovations, or just a simple update? Big or small bathroom budgets, we have something for all. Visit us in Kingston or at our new Portmore showroom. Our experienced staff with plumbing expertise will ensure you walk away with everything you need. Jamaica Plumbing Supplies, Jamaica's leading bathroom and plumbing specialist.
Jamaica's biggest shopping event of the year, Black Friday Frenzy, returns November 27 to 29. Boost your pre-Christmas sale. Sign up your store to unlock maximum visibility with our extensive advertising and promotional campaigns across multiple platforms, TV, radio, press, digital, along with website listing and store branding. Don't miss out. Sign up your store now at bffjamaica.com. Black Friday Frenzy is presented by the RJR Gleaner Communications Group in partnership with Multilink.
On road trip. Stepping off the beaten path in St. Elizabeth, we discover a hidden treasure, Callaloo Boutique. This isn't your average souvenir shop. It's a platform for local artisans and community members to showcase their talents.
Hello, I'm Claudia from Callaloo Boutique in Treasure Beach. The story behind Callaloo was started about 20 years ago by Sophie, a friend of mine in Negril, and she moved to Treasure Beach, I think about 2008, and Callaloo Boutique has been going ever since. So I don't know, it was Sophie who named the shop, and she started with her own creations and then finding makers who could make her designs. And now, my sister and I, since my sister and I have taken over, we first started with makers in Treasure Beach, but we continued with the original makers. 3 main ladies, really. 2 of them we have here with us today. First, all the makers, all the artists and people who make anything here in Treasure Beach. And then, because I'm an artist and I have friends from before, then I've got my friends as well involved, or other makers from around the island. 90% made in Treasure Beach, 95% made in Jamaica, and then a very small percentage of mostly out of Africa. We have incredible artists. A lot of them don't get showcased. And we have some of the regulars, some of the well-known ones, but we also have people that are not so known. Or they are known because they've been, you know, we've had people shopping at Callaloo for a long time, buying and not knowing the makers or knowing of the makers or the art. It's all art, so it's one-of-a-kind pieces. A lot of it's not repeated, it's not mass production. Everything has a story, so it's all unique. It's all all individual and special in their own forms. Selecting pieces for Callaloo, it's really, it's a feeling. It's what stops me right away, because I could be driving and I spot something, and that person would have been out there for years, but so we're just highlighting what we make and what we have in Jamaica. We're giving a platform to unknown artists and artisans and makers. It is just a special little shop that we just see somebody and we're there to promote.
My name is Robert Wright, based in Treasure Beach, local artist. So I work with Lingam Whitewood, Kasha, all local, and do jewelry boxes down to earrings, forks, spatula. So the support from Callaloo is great, because I get to show off my items and get out in the open, which is good for me.
So we get really good reaction whenever visitors come to the shop, and the visitors are locals, so people from Treasure Beach, people from Mandeville, Kingston. I had a family come from Christiana because they follow our Instagram. I think it's because it's genuine. Everything we do is genuine. We're taking pictures of something, a piece of art that we believe in. And then other visitors from the States, from America, Canada, Germany, Italy, Estonia. We have some people from Estonia, and they all appreciate it. They all appreciate our work.
Support has been great, both from the owners of businesses in Treasure Beach, who always send our guests to us, and we're very appreciative of that. Business itself, apart from having this shop, we supply a few other boutiques, mainly in hotels across the island. I find that there's support from Jamaicans for Jamaican-made products. I think that it has improved dramatically in the past few years. People have become a lot more proud of what we considered in the old days to be old-time things, or not looked at as prestigious as imported items. And I think Jamaica on a whole has come a far way in appreciating what's made here.
Jamaica's biggest shopping event of the year, Black Friday Frenzy, returns November 27 to 29. Boost your pre-Christmas sale. Sign up your store to unlock maximum visibility with our extensive advertising and promotional campaigns across multiple platforms: TV, radio, press, digital, along with website listing and store branding. Don't miss out. Sign up your store now at bffjamaica.com. Black Friday Frenzy is presented by the RJR Gleaner Communications Group in partnership with Multilink.
Change doesn't happen overnight. It takes vision, commitment, and courage to reform. But transformation isn't always easy.
It's not a JLP policy. It's not a PNP policy. It is national policy.
Watch Building a Better Public Sector, a 4-part docuseries on TVJ, commencing this Sunday at 8 p.m. Brought to you by the Transformation Implementation Unit.
Shareholders of Reggae Jamaica Limited are advised that the company's annual general meeting will be held on Monday, November 10, 2025 at the AC Hotel in Kingston at 38 to 42 Lady Musgrave Road, starting at 10 o'clock. Meeting notices and proxy forms have been mailed to shareholders in Jamaica. The annual report is available at rgrgleanergroup.com/publications or on the Jamaica Stock Exchange website. Shareholders may also message us on WhatsApp at 876-356-3184 to receive the report by email. That was a notice to shareholders of Reggae Jamaica Limited.
Good afternoon again, Jamaica. Welcome to another update on Hurricane Melissa and the recovery and also search and rescue. And we have some bad news to tell you that the death toll now, as far as we have been able to confirm, is now at 5. 4 persons have died in St. Elizabeth and 1 in Westmoreland. In St. Elizabeth, 3 males, the bodies of 3 males were found in the Black River area and a female as well. The police in St. Elizabeth, led by the head of the St. Elizabeth Police Division, Superintendent Coleridge Mento, told us that 4 bodies have been found in the Black River area. The search and rescue continues because we gather there are some persons in other parts of the island and in St. Elizabeth who are trapped. And the police, the fire brigade, the army are working to try and get to them. This is something we always feared, that when the storm passed and we were going into areas which had been badly hit, that there's a possibility that we would have come upon fatalities. So far, 4 persons have died in Black River. We also know that the 1 body was found in a house which was damaged in Westmoreland. Yeah, and so we are at 5 now in terms of persons who have died as a result of the hurricane. And remember, we had 3 persons who died in preparation for the storm. 1 man was electrocuted while he was pruning a tree. 1 fell off a ladder, was fixing his roof, I believe, and another was part of a team cutting down some trees, and a tree or a branch fell on him in St. Elizabeth and he died later in hospital. So altogether 3 before the hurricane and 5 since the storm were killed during the storm. We're going to get now an update from the CEO of the JPS, Mr. Hugh Grant, who will tell us about the very latest in terms of what's happening with the grid.
The state of the grid at the moment, what's it like?
Yeah, thanks for asking. Let me first just start by saying my thoughts and prayers are with our citizens and the nation of Jamaica due to the devastating impact of this record intensity Category 5 hurricane. I also want to say special thanks to the government and all stakeholders for the partnership so far. Special thanks to Minister Vaz. I appreciate the support and I appreciate helping to arrange this aerial patrol with JDF first thing this morning. I would say I took a look at our transmission facilities that's going through the mountains and very challenging terrain connecting the eastern part to the central part to the western part of the island. Transmission facilities, these are high voltage facilities that are the backbone of the system. And I must say, what I just witnessed was just devastation. Currently, we have more than 70% of our transmission facilities out of service. This is facilities west of the Duane substation in Kingston, and I'm literally seeing some of our steel lattice structures twisted, whereby the top of the structure is twisted and dislodged from the bottom of the structure. And here I'm saying steel lattice structure, not wooden poles. That is just evidence in terms of the devastation that we're seeing in regards to the damage here. This will take a tremendous amount of resources. Frankly, we're going to look to get additional help from overseas and additional equipment in order to facilitate a safe and timely restoration.
Is that bad?
It is that bad. And I have seen damage before based on my experience in New York and facing hurricanes. What I've seen here, I've never seen this type of devastation. So it's going to take for strong partnerships, working together, and I think the minister touched on the humanitarian efforts. That's also something that's top of mind, as the very people who are doing this work have also been impacted in terms of their loved ones and families. We're focused right now on Kingston and St. Andrew based on information from the disaster preparedness centers in terms of opportunities for us to focus on that and restore there, as the damage so far from a high voltage transmission perspective is not as bad as what we see as we go to the central and western part. And we looked at a hybrid approach to facilitate restoration there. And then from there, we would then expand out to the central and western areas of the island to facilitate a safe and timely restoration. I'm going to ask for patience. I'm going to ask for understanding. We here at JPS, we get it. We understand the importance of power. We understand the inconvenience caused when power is out. However, this time, I'm calling for the nation to continue to pull together so that together, as a resilient people, we will get through this.
You're going to get help from where and about? What kind of manpower are you talking about? Additional manpower?
Yes, so currently, we have retainer contracts with overseas line workers from North America, countries like Canada and the United States. So far, we have had near 71 overseas line workers here, boots on the ground, prior to the storm, which is a good thing and frankly, a stark difference than what we did during Beryl. So that's a game changer. They're already out and they're already working and helping to restore areas in Kingston and St. Andrew. Now that we have seen this, coupled with additional damage assessments, boots on the ground, that would now help to inform us into what additional resources we may need to facilitate a safe and timely relationship. And that will come from dialogue with the minister, who has been very supportive so far, and ensure that we can secure the necessary funding so we can go ahead and execute on that.
Based on what you saw, what stood out the most for you?
What stood out to me the most was a steel lattice structure that was twisted on top of a mountaintop. That right there is something whereby the steel lattice structure are normally more hardened, more resilient, and to see a steel lattice structure twisted and rolled up like a carpet, that right there was stark and stood out for me.
Millions to or billions to get back the system together. What do you think? What are we doing?
Yeah, I think it's very early yet. I don't want to be preemptive in that. We're going to do our detailed damage assessment, assess the damage, and then through partnership with the government, as we have been doing so far, we'll go out with more clearer and more definitive estimates.
That update from Hugh Grant, the CEO of JPS, saying 70%, over 70% still out. They're working to restore KSAC, the Kingston and St. Andrew area first, because the damage is not as bad. He also said the 71 linesmen from overseas are already out working and more are expected to come. And I think we also know that this morning the OUR revealed that the JPS, they applied for and they gave them approval to draw down on $5 million from the catastrophe fund to help with the restoration efforts. The other big thing in terms of infrastructure is the two major international airports. And for an update on that, particularly Sangster, because we heard this morning from Darrell Vaz when he went to the Norman Manley International Airport that they're trying to get it ready, possibly even for later today, but definitely for tomorrow. But here is Minister of Transport Darrell Vaz.
So your assessment?
So as you know, we left Norman Manley and we came on the south coast through and up through into St. James to assess Montego Bay Airport and obviously make provisions to try and at least get staging for relief supplies as quickly as tomorrow. So I'm going to do a tour now and meet with the management, and obviously we will come up with a plan to announce. But more importantly, in parallel, I made arrangements for the JPS team, the president and his engineers, to do another flight. So we have met here after both seeing the same. So what I've seen, I can say from my vantage point of an aerial tour until I get on the ground tomorrow, devastation. Devastation that words can't express. So it's going to mean that we need even to respond humanitarianly even sooner than later. There are people that are stranded, no food, no water, no shelter, nothing. So we're looking forward to opening the airports to get all of that relief in, but the most important is a coordination of the stakeholders, the government entities, the private sector, and most importantly, our foreign partners who have the assets, the expertise, and the ability to get us on the ground as quickly as possible.
Okay, that update from Transport and Energy Minister Daryl Vaz speaking about the Sangster Airport. And you would have seen some images that we had put up while Minister Vaz was speaking, I think, of the departure area. You see the devastation. That, I think, is insulation from the roof, which would have fallen. The lounge chairs in the departure lounge at these gates seemed okay. They may have suffered some water damage, but certainly the roof clearly has had some impact because all the insulation, as you can see there, has been ripped out from the ceiling, and parts of the roof has obviously been impacted at that airport. Minister Vaz has said that he believes that Sangster was suffered more damage than Norman Manley did, and from the pictures we saw, what our Kirkwright told us what they saw when they went to Norman Manley International Airport earlier this morning, that damage appears to be minimal. There is damage to one part of a roof, but I think it's safe to say that facility, I think, and the runway is also okay, that once the systems, such as the electronics and stuff which are needed to run an airport effectively and efficiently and safely, to guide aircraft coming into land and to take off, as well as aircraft flying through our airspace, to make sure all those equipment are up and running, that we should be able to possibly get flights in this evening. And if there is power, then we could also accommodate some flights in the night as well, because I know there are relief flights on standby. I think there's and Miami would be the closest point that we would be getting them from. But there are other countries in the past. Mexico has sent stuff to Jamaica, and Mexico is a couple hours flight from Kingston, so that would be possibly be able to get in tonight, because I think the aim is to try and get material in to Jamaica, the relief material as quickly as possible. I just want to recap before we go that the death toll at this point is now at 5. There are 5 persons who have died. We know of 3 males and 1 female in the Black River area in St. Elizabeth, and I've been told a body was found in Westmoreland. I do not know whether that's a male or a female, so that's 5. And of course we had 3 persons who died while preparing for the hurricane. These shots that you see are from St. Elizabeth. I think this part is Santa Cruz, and you can see the devastation. Rodney was telling us that in Santa Cruz, most buildings have roof damage, serious roof damage. You see all that marl and stuff which was washed down, partially covering those cars. Lots of trees down, power lines down as well, and it's pretty bad in St. Elizabeth. And he did say earlier that a lot of roads were blocked. The Covia to Santa Cruz main road was blocked with trees and mud. I think they may have created a 1 lane for that road. Holland Bamboo was flooded, and a lot of the bamboo obviously has been damaged and will have to be cut down. The La Covia to Middle Quarters road is blocked by trees in Holland Bamboo, and in some areas only motorbikes, and they're using, creating new routes and so on. The La Covia Bridge, however, he says, is intact. That was thought to have been damaged, but the La Covia Bridge is intact. The Middle Quarters to Black River main road, that is had some flooding, and in Santa Cruz some roads are blocked. Again, there is this, if we could get that shot up on screen for you. Yes, this is also St. Elizabeth. You see, this is a road and flooded, yeah? And this appears to be, based on where that man is walking, that is, if we could go back to it again, please, the water appears to be at least knee deep, yeah? And some of this water will take a day or two, maybe even more, to run off. You've had issues in the past when, for example, where Newmarket was flooded after 1979, Hurricane Allen that skirted us didn't hit us, and the water sat there for weeks, if not, I think, months. You know, tractors are working to clear. Okay, so that's it for now for update. We are going to be back at 3 o'clock at the top of the hour, but we're going to go now and join our colleagues on Radio Jamaica with Daly and Johnny over by the 2 Live crew, and they'll be taking your calls and trying to get a sense of what's happening around the country. So until 2 o'clock, when I'll be back at 3 with an update, we're handing you over to Delia and Johnny.
Crew, I don't hear from my family and friends in Burnt, Savannah, Westmoreland. Another message here about folks who are from Westmoreland or staying in Westmoreland. Say hello, especially to Papa Sleddy, Aunts Everest, Nerva, Uncles Dudden or Duden, Brian, Oswald, and Coat, Savannah, SDAC families. So,
all right.
Westmoreland.
Rentens, Renee Excel. Yesterday, I tried to reach her as well. I see a missed call. I try to call her, but I never get her back. So, Renz, I could know what's happening in Westmoreland.
Yes, please, Westmoreland folks. I must say, Daily, I have to big up the folks who reached out to me from overseas, particularly the Caribbean.
Yes.
My friends from Guyana. I big up our colleagues, the comics from Guyana, Barbados, Trinidad. They were all very much in contact doing
excellent.
Hey,
Jamaica, Instagram influencers, you know, me not know him name, but everybody underneath it, I said big up, somebody where people know,
right.
And he was saying vacation in Jamaica, and nobody can tell me nothing about Jamaica. Him said them people here like him say him never see this kind of resilience ever, and him say people leave them homes just to make sure. And I like that he said that people left their homes to make sure that as a hotel guest he was taken care of. Come and see a whole heap of things out there sometime, and people say, oh, I'm a guest and this is what the hotel is doing, but
Jamaica's biggest shopping event of the year, Black Friday Frenzy, returns November 27 to 29. Boost your pre-Christmas sale. Sign up your store to unlock maximum visibility with our extensive advertising and promotional campaigns across multiple platforms, TV, radio, press, digital, along with website listing and store branding. Don't miss out. Sign up your store now at bffjamaica.com. Black Friday Frenzy is presented by the RJR Gleaner Communications Group in partnership with Multilink.
Change doesn't happen overnight.